Hello and welcome to my channel Becoming Bev. In today's video I'm going to show you my nighttime routine here in the van, and also once I get everything buttoned up I'm going to tell you a story. I'm coming to you tonight from just south of Houston, Texas. Every year in January I come back to my day spa and I do a little bit of work. I help with the accounting year-end closeouts and help print the W-2s and the 1099s and get all that organized. So I came back to Texas to get that done. But I saw this little window of perfect weather. So I took off for a couple of days for the beach. I went to Surfside Beach. It's about an hour and a half south of Houston, and there's an area there where you can still drive on the beach. You can spend the night there. You can park overnight for free. I had 2 glorious days of sunshine and beach weather that I was so thankful for. So one of the things that I recently did is I joined Planet Fitness. And I did that for a couple of different reasons. I have a weight loss goal for my next birthday, so I've decided to get back into the gym and start working out, and also to use the shower facility. So I feel like Planet Fitness is a pretty good deal. One of the things that I felt like I needed was a nice pair of gym shoes, like workout shoes. The ones that I had weren't really working out for that. So I stopped by DSW in search of the perfect pair of shoes. And look what I found. Check these things out. When I saw these shoes, my heart just pitter-pattered. I went, oh, those are perfect. First thing I'm going to do is take off my shoes so I'm not climbing all over the white bedding with my shoes on. But aren't they so pretty? The first thing I typically do when I pull into somewhere for the night is to go ahead and raise all the blinds and lower the blackout curtains. And what I figured out is I can get out and walk around outside the van, and it's like a little cave in here. There isn't any light leak that gets in from the outside, so that's good. So here I go, nighttime routine. So the first thing is to lower the blinds, and then also let the curtains down. And I have the little Velcro strips to put those down on. And then I typically put the pillows up in the window for just a little bit of extra insulation. And I sleep on this side, so I put them over on this side. The front window here is a little bit easier. I put the curtain tracks up on this one, so all I have to do is slide the curtains across there. Also, I usually keep this lap desk just laying out on the bed, so I just kind of tuck that in over my dirty clothes hamper. And then the curtains back here I usually have tied up, so I have to take the ties off of those. And they're on curtain tracks also, so I just slide those across. And then let me just show you, let me give you a little panoramic around the van. It's like a little cave in here now. The temperature is going to drop a little bit tonight, and I think it's going to be a little bit chilly. So another thing that I'm going to do tonight is go ahead and set up my heater. So I have this little, it was just a $15 heater that I got from Walmart. It's a Mainstays brand. I've checked online, I didn't see them anymore, but anyway, I just kind of want to show you the important thing I think about this is that it has the thermostat, and I turn it all the way down. I put it on 1 and turn it all the way down on minimum, and it seems to keep the van plenty warm in here. And it doesn't suck as much of the battery as if I have it turned up higher. I set this down on the floor, heat rises, and it seems to do the trick and keep it the perfect temperature in here for me. I want to show you guys something that I made this week while I was in Texas. I took advantage of having some fabric and my sewing machine, and I made this cool little cover for my Akmo. Anyway, so check this out. Of course, I put some bling on the edges because that's what I do. Instead of having this big black box sitting out amongst all this light colored decor, Now I have it in this pretty little carrying case that I made. So sometimes I just lay in the van and I look around and I'm like, how can I make it even better? And sometimes it's like, okay, what's bugging me? Like the little squares of Velcro used to bug me, so I cut them into heart shapes. And now this Acmo battery, its new little case, that doesn't bug me anymore. I love it, and I think it turned out so pretty. So the next part of my bedtime routine, which I don't think y'all need to watch this, is I just brush my teeth and wash my face and put my pajamas on. I have a stuffy nose right now, and I've had a little bit of it's just a cold. I went and got tested for COVID. The COVID test came back negative, so I'm fine, and I'll be as good as new in a couple of days. All right, here's my bedtime story. On January 17th, I got a message on my Instagram account, and it was from a woman, and she said, I'm a reporter for the UK and a New York-based news agency that discovers and shares fun and interesting stories with the international press. This includes the Daily Mail, Sun, New York Post, Fox News, and more. I have just discovered you on Tiny Home Tours showing off your gorgeous camper. I love that you live this lifestyle as a more mature woman, showing that it is not just for a certain demographic. I would love to find out more about you and your life and your van for a short news feature to share with our clients. Would you be interested? So I thought that'll be interesting. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. I am interested in that. So I emailed her back and we began corresponding back and forth. And she sent me, about 20 questions. And then she had about 20 follow-up questions. And I just kind of shared my story with her. So I was really impressed with how fast she got the article done. She says, okay, your article has been published. It's out there. And you can just Google your name, Beverly Brown, and you can see who's picked up the story. So I'm like, wow, that's so cool. So I go in and I get my phone, and sure enough, somebody's picked up the story. I read the first few lines of the story, and I was in front of two of my friends as I was reading it. I wish you could have seen the look on my face. Like, my reaction was, I did not say that. First, I was kind of in shock a little bit, like, that's not what I said. For me, it's just more confirmation that what you see on the news isn't necessarily what's real. Story begins. Meet the empty nester who ditched her home to live full-time in her twee camper van. And first of all, I'm like, what is twee? So apparently that's an English term for quaint. And then the next line says, using dating apps to plot her route across America. And I'm like, no, I don't. And how would you even do that? Like, I didn't say anything like that. Beverly Brown, 59, spends her days hiking and doing wild swims. I'm like, I swim in the wild, but I don't know how wild swims are. Swiping on the apps and setting up dates as she goes. She bought her van, Jennifer Vaniston, from a friend for just $1,500, which I didn't. I told them that I bought the van for $5,500, not $1,500, and has explored all four corners of the United States. The spa owner lives a minimalist life with just 2 drawers of clothes. Her van is homely with lace and doilies. Homely. Maybe they meant homey. And I have a little bit of lace, but I don't know. Lace and doilies just made it sound very granny. Now the rest of the article was pretty accurate and they quoted me pretty precisely. But those first 4 lines I was kind of been out of shape about, I'm not gonna lie. And I felt like the article made it sound kind of like a bimbo a little bit. Like, that's the only thing that I have to do with my life is like, plot my route. So I wrote her a message, and the first one I was kind of nice. I'm like, okay, you made a mistake on the price of the van, and I don't use dating apps to plot my route across the United States. And here's her response. My apologies about the incorrect figure that you spent on the van. I will try to see that it is corrected ASAP. You're later quoted in the story as saying it cost $5,500, so I think there's just been a mix-up. And then listen to this next line. I believe my editor snuck in the line about dating apps after reading and altering my copy. A small exaggeration that's hopefully forgivable. If they did this with my little van story, how much are they doing it on everything else? So I wrote her another message back and I said, the more I think about it, the more annoyed I am. Part of doing van life at this age is that it's finally my time. While I enjoy dating, it's fairly far down the priority list, and the first few lines make me sound like I'm chasing guys from one town to the next, which is completely inaccurate and confusing. I said it sounds shallow and it's not what I do. And then I said a few more things, and then I said, anyway, that's it. The rest of the article was accurate and well written, other than a few typos. And I told her, thank you for taking the time to read this and to let me vent. And then she wrote me back and she said, good morning, Bev. I was sorry to read this email and see that you were disappointed with your story. To me, highlighting the dating aspect of your life was by no means meant to put you in a negative light, more to show readers that continuing to meet new people is always an option, even while on the road and no matter your age. I appreciate you working with us regardless and had a lot of fun learning about your story. I hope you enjoy the rest of your time on the road, and I would love to stay updated. So anyways, I went through a lot of different stages, like how I felt about this. Like at first I was shocked, and then I was pissed. And now I'm just kind of laughing about it. And I always tease and I say that I have these two guardian angels, Tina and Amy, who love to like have fun with my life and one up and high five each other. And so I think they were at it this time. So I got my spotlight. If you're interested in reading the article, you can Google Beverly Brown van life. Several people have picked up the story, so there are several different places that printed it and spread the word about my dating apps and plotting out my van life from state to state using these. Anyway, what are you gonna do? So that's the end of my story for tonight. I'm gonna turn off the lights and get all tucked in here and go to sleep. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Good night.